Beluga buddies, we're just over an hour into our tour today, and just to set the scene for you, it is feeling like a very majestic day out here. The sun is shining. There's no strong winds, like I said. You know, when we're facing the right way on the boat, it's genuinely hot in here, and we haven't really been able to say that so much this year. We've got a ton of whales around us exhibiting that feeding behavior. I see Billy Jack Yard managed to catch a little drive-by on the underwater camera. Even I missed that one. But hopefully you guys are getting some really awesome views on the on-deck cam, because I know the whales are just busy feeding, and boy, is there a ton of them. But in the meantime, I just thought we'd pop on here and introduce one of our guests. So like I said, we've got Jacob and Lara visiting us from the CNSC, or the Churchill Northern Studies Center. So welcome, Jacob. Thank you for being with us today.
Hello. It's great to be here. Always excited to check out a new area and work with other organizations.
Yeah, we're real excited to have you guys. I know it was a little last minute, but you guys have made it work, and we're so happy you're out here. It sure is a beautiful day. But I thought, being that we've got two full-time team members from the CNSC, a lot of times we just have visitors, and I know you and Lara are full-time employees. So maybe you can just tell people how you ended up in Churchill and what you're doing out at the CNSC.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob. I'm originally from a suburb of Toronto, and I first came to Churchill in 2022. It was my first co-op with my school experience with Trent University. I was a shorebird research assistant.
Ooh, we have a birder alert.
I very much enjoy birds, and I've been keeping an eye out for any species flying over.
Well, we'll take you up on that, because I can identify terns and Jaegers. So if you see something different, we're going to let the people know.
A few minutes ago, I saw a Pacific loon fly over, which is really cool.
Oh.
They make a really interesting wailing sound, and I really enjoy them.
Please point that out. That would be great to see. I didn't know you were a birder, Jacob. That's awesome.
Yeah. In Churchill, there's around 200 consistently seen species. Around 150 have been seen this year, and 303 all time, I think. There's a citizen science website called eBird that keeps tracks of people's sightings. So I'm always looking to see new birds in the area.
Yeah, no, that's great. We our audience knows a lot about citizen science, because obviously we partner with the Beluga Bits and all that research, but that's through Zooniverse. So really interesting to hear about some other versions of citizen science, especially with birds. A lot of our viewers share photos of where they live, and there's bird nests and beautiful yards and tons of wildlife. So what kind of things are you excited to see in Churchill in regards to birds?
There's quite a variety of species here. I'm always excited to get my eyes on pretty much anything, because it's a very different community of species than back home. But there's also some species that you can see on migration, and then they kind of do their breeding here, and they spend the summers here, which is always nice to see the same species in different places. But sometimes they look a little bit different, because during the breeding season, the summer, they have really bright colored plumage for displaying purposes.
Were you up here to see the snow geese?
I was up here to see the snow geese.
What a treat. Tell me about it. How many were there?
Just thousands,
all
across the tundra.
I've heard, and I've obviously never been here in that time frame of the winter, and I've heard the migration is just phenomenal, because they go north of here, and then as far south as Florida or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know that they winter down in a lot of the Gulf Coast states, and kind of in the southern states throughout the U.S. I don't see a lot of snow geese back home, so seeing them here was quite the treat. Also seeing some greater white-fronted geese for the first time, some cackling geese out there. It was really exciting. The flocks were huge.
I had no idea there was more than just those two species of geese here, so that's awesome information. And you were saying that going back to your time in school was always sort of around shorebirds, or is that just where you found interest and passion as you furthered your education?
So it kind of started out in shorebirds. The first time I came here, 2022, I was 19. I didn't really know much about wildlife biology. It was my program. I knew I was interested. And then I came here, worked as a research assistant, learned all about shorebirds and all the bird species around here, and I was kind of hooked. Then I spent a summer back in Ontario, and I really missed it here. So I came back last year in 2024, as a research assistant again. Got to see more birds, gain more experience.
So all the research that you're doing is related to birds?
In the past, yes.
Okay.
Right now with the Churchill Northern Study Center, we have kind of like a variety of research projects that we undertake. So we have 3 main avenues of research. We have in-house, contract, and visiting researchers. In-house research is the things that we maintain ourselves. Wow, we have quite a pod on our port side here.
Yeah, just coming right up from the front. And now, of course, they're underwater. They must have heard us say that. Nice when they all come out of the water at the same time like that, hey? Thank you. Please tell us more about the CNSC research. This is very interesting information.
Yeah, so starting with our in-house research, we do a lot of projects that we maintain ourselves that are kind of our initiated by the Churchill Northern Study Center, like our ITEX, or our International Tundra Experiment. And what we do with that is we're tracking the potential effects of climate change on plant flowering dates. So the idea is that under conditions of climate change, we have these little greenhouses that are around the tundra, and they simulate conditions that are 2 degrees warmer that are than without the greenhouses. And this has been going on for 30 years. So we're looking at, are the plants flowering earlier? Are they getting through their entire yearly cycle or phenological stages faster? And we have this huge buildup of data, and we're working to kind of cultivate the data and hopefully analyze it over a long period of time.
Wow.
So that's kind of like our main CNSC-led project.
So the balloons or whatever with that you've got, that's sort of like your testing group, and then the regular tundra is sort of your control, essentially?
Yeah, we have control plots, and then we have the manipulated plots with the greenhouses, and we have them in 4 different spots around town.
Wow.
So that's kind of our main in-house project. We also have a bird monitoring project that our other technician, Curtis, was kind of able to start.
Okay.
It's an AI-powered acoustic recording unit, or ARU puck, from birdweather.com. And if you're actually interested, you can see which birds are calling around the study center because it's accessible on the internet at birdweather.com, as well as all the other stations that are kind of throughout the world. So we're able to get kind of a better understanding of the bird community just right by the center.
Interesting. This is fascinating. You know, I actually have met our 2 guests of the boat today in a more social environment. And you know, the thing about those social environments is that they're loud, and you don't just really get to sit down and talk about what people do. And this is absolutely fascinating. And we talk about climate change on the boat all the time and how it affects belugas and, of course, polar bears and other Arctic mammals. But I can honestly say I have not ever had a consideration for how a changing climate and temperature on Earth is going to be affecting flowering of plant species. That's absolutely fascinating, but I guess, like, why wouldn't it? So you said this has been going on for like 30 years. Do you have anything you can share, or have we concluded anything yet?
I don't think there have been conclusions as of yet. We're actually working on a new phase of data collection that we started yesterday. So every 5 to 10 years we do data collection of the plant community of the plots. So we're looking at which species are in, we do a meter by meter grid, and then every 10 centimeters of the grid we take a measurement of which plant is there, how high it is, what the ground cover is. The idea is that this will be the 3rd time we've done it in the CNSC since 2008, and the idea is to compare kind of in these 3 time intervals how it's changed, if the heights have gotten taller over time. So that's another pretty interesting part.
Yeah, it is a struggle to get anything with height up here in Churchill. All our even littlest trees can be 80 years old. They're barely 6 feet tall because of the strong winds, and a lot of people are using we call it a flag tree. For those of you that haven't seen that, a lot of companies around town have a logo, and it's called a flag tree because one side of it has bushes and the other side is just so beaten by wind that there's nothing there, so the tree itself sort of looks like a flag. It's sort of like a Churchill thing, I guess. Everybody's sort of aware of it, so I know how hard it must be for those little guys out there just to get a few inches.
I know the joke that everybody likes to say is it takes 4 flag trees to make a Christmas tree because they're always growing in the southeast direction.
I have not heard that, but spot on. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going out to take those trees out. They all know how old they are and what they've struggled and been through just to get as high as they are. Well, that's awesome, Jacob. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to let you enjoy the whales, of course, but I know we definitely have some birders in our audience. Whether or not they're tuned in today will be determined in a few moments. But if anybody has any questions about birds or some of Jacob's research projects, don't be shy to put those on the message board, because I know I certainly just learned something. So if you guys have anything for him, pop them up there, and I'll make sure that we get him back on to answer those questions. But thanks so much for sharing your experience up here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's always nice to learn new things and talk to folks, answer questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Jacob.